What is up, everyone? Guys, listen up. In today's video, I wanted to do something different. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to hop into Helldivers 1 and we're going to take a look at some of the interesting weapons. That's going to be the SICKLE, the Liberator, and then we're also going to be taking a look at the SCORCHER. And what I want to showcase by this is, you know, the whole narrative of, oh, Helldivers are these kind of disposable guys. They, you know, land, you're supposed to die in 1 or 2 seconds, all that kind of stuff, which is I'm absolutely fine with, right? But at the same time, even if you listened to the latest CEO interview, I'm talking about Shams himself, which was a great interview, by the way. Absolutely loved it. I thought that some of the points that he made were so cool, and huge respect to the guy for thinking so much about the people that actually work with him. And in that interview, he also says that somewhere along the line, we kind of changed things up in our head and we moved away from some of the things that were happening, because even on the box of Helldivers 2, it used to say there's going to be some overpowered weapons, and essentially the power fantasy was supposed to be a little bit more different, a little bit more fun. And speaking of power fantasy, that is what I want to showcase in Helldivers 1. And you're gonna see like the upgrade system, everything. It's kind of wild when you take a look at the differences. So let's jump right in. On the bottom here, you will see 2 upgrades that have already been added by me to the SICKLE. The fact that it already has an upgrade system obviously makes it 10 times more interesting than in Helldivers 2, right? And hopefully, once again, the weapon customization is on its way, and we're due for like a big update to the game. So hopefully that's gonna be next. But anyway, we have 2 upgrades. On the first one, you will see here that every time I just pick this, boom, this increased them. And now we have essentially double the damage thanks to this upgrade. But let's take a look at it. Increases damage and heat generation. Overcharging the laser causes it to output more damage at the cost of generating more heat. This is usually offset by adding more heat capacity and heat sinks, right? So the cool thing is, yes, I added these, but now you might think, but Pip, this also means that you're kind of nerfing the gun in a way. While that is true, I do get tons of more damage, but now it overheats faster, right? The cool thing about Helldivers 1 is that if I get these 2 upgrades, watch the magazine, boom, it bumped up. The second upgrade, boom, it doubled essentially, which means that we are completely countering the negative effect that our damage increase upgrades had to the SICKLE. Stuff like this makes games 10 times more interesting, and this is the kind of progression we need in the game. But now let's jump in, and right away I'm gonna show you a huge difference between the SICKLE that you're used to in Helldivers 2 and the SICKLE that was in Helldivers 1. Watch how you can shoot, and look at how quick it loses the heat. Look at the heat system and how fast it's not overheated, right? Like you're overheating it, boom, you let go, boom, it's essentially gone. Which means that if I quick tap it, look at that, I can pretty much shoot it infinitely and never worry about it if I do this. And this is without the 2 upgrades that we need to get, okay? Without it. Now you might be asking, okay, Pip, let's take a look at the damage. Look at this. You're one-tapping these guys like it's nothing. And look at my ammo. It's absolutely fine. Look at the 1-taps, like on the normal smaller enemies. Look how good that is, right? Once again, bigger guy, boom, 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 dead. Just like that. Just like that. You see what I mean? Like the fantasy and the power play difference is night and day. It's like playing a completely different game, right? When it comes to power fantasy. So I'm going to move a little bit forward here to give you guys a better idea about the SICKLE. There's no need for me to like keep shooting it like that, even though I can. That's going to be completely up to me. But just by single tapping the weapon, right, you will see just how much more fun and effective this looks at the same time. More enemies. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Small enemies, bigger enemies. Like, just look at that, dude. You can just delete them. Like, literally, you can delete them. Boom, just like that. Every single time, bro. This is a non-fully upgraded version of the weapon as well, okay? Another weapon that we're going to take a look at is going to be the Liberator. You know, the weapon that you pretty much never use on any difficulty if you wanted to, like, you know, efficiently clear anything. Yeah, well, this is the weapon. We're going to take a look at the Liberator here. Now, keep in mind, Look at the upgrades once again. Boom. There is an upgrade called Improved Melee. Greatly increases melee damage and range. Yes, you heard that right. Simple but effective. A long blade is attached under the barrel of the gun. This allows the user to stab whatever is coming at them and is enough to finish off most wounded enemies. Then we have another upgrade here that gives us more stability. A heavy muzzle brake is attached to the barrel of the gun, directing the escaping gases in such a way that it compensates for a larger portion of the recoil. And finally, we have a huge stability and magazine buff. Drum or box extended magazine is the collective name of the more bullets before you need to reload. Now, pay attention to that. They don't have a problem with giving you more ways to reload, with giving you more ammunition before, and you don't have to like reload every other second. That's a huge difference on its own. And remember, this is still Helldivers universe. You are the same Helldiver, okay? There's that. It's really not a different game when it comes to the whole storytelling aspect of the game, which is what is always brought up when we're talking about Helldivers 2, right? Like, you are supposed to be this Helldiver that, you know, but this is the same universe. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, some enemies on the way. Same thing. Look at the performance of this. When was the last time you did that and you killed so many enemies with a normal Liberator in Helldivers 2? You know what I mean? Let me remind you when last time that happened was. Never. More enemies coming in. Reload. Let's get the reload. Watch this. Bigger enemy. Not a problem. Absolutely decimating those guys as well. That was a pistol, by the way. Bigger enemies. I always forget I can't do that in this game. Look at that. That's a Liberator. That's a Liberator. No upgrades, by the way. None. Boom. Let me pick up my Angel to get those sweet heals. But yeah, you guys see the difference right away, right? Right away. This healing beam drone, by the way, is incredible. Imagine having this in Helldivers 2. That would be actually wild. Done. Dude, you know what's crazy? This game feels so much fun, even though it's such a long time since it came out. And look how much we can do with one magazine, by the way. Reloading. Because of like how the just gun feels overall and how much damage it can deal. But yeah, this is the Liberator in Helldivers 1. You guys can see the difference. Once again, the power fantasy and all that kind of stuff is extremely different from Helldivers 2. Now, let's take a look at another weapon. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Scorcher. We have an upgrade here. Let's take a look. Explosive increases the amount of rounds in the magazine. The amount of extra ammunition in each magazine varies from weapon to weapon, whether it's a longer magazine, drum, or box, and so on. Then we have the second upgrade that gives it explosive incendiary. And yes, we're talking about Scorcher. The superheated gas fired by the plasma weapon is given a different composition, resulting in a plasma that is much better at setting things on fire. Everything caught in the explosion is set on fire. Let that sink in. We're talking about the Scorcher here, right? So we're gonna test this weapon now. Okay, let's take a look at the Scorcher. Four magazines. Look at that. Look how cool that looks, dude. And remember, once again, we don't have the upgrades, right? Do keep that in mind. All of these guns feel much better when you fully upgrade them. Like, I'm halfway on the SICKLE and it feels absolutely insane. And that's a primary weapon. Look at that, dude. Oh my God, he got annihilated. I'm just gonna stay here. Dude, that is wild. That is wild, dude. Okay, we got some more enemies over here. Oh God, this feels good, dude. This feels good, dude. You know what I mean? And this is just a basic Scorcher. No upgrades, nothing. And you just gotta extract some samples, get the upgrade going, and you're good to go. You're gonna turn this thing into an absolute monster. The fact that it can be even better then what you see here is wild on its own, to be honest. But that's what made this game fun, man. You know? And this is why I think that the whole narrative of, you know, the Helldivers universe not being, you know, this and that, and you can't be this kind of powerful, is a little bit not true. It's flawed because we're literally talking about the same universe. This is not a different universe. This is Helldivers, right? So it would be like if you played Destiny 1 and you knew how powerful the Guardians could be, and then you got to Destiny 2 and like they were just not powerful at all. Like they felt like half or third, you know, of power. You would be like, okay, but where did all of that go? And I feel like that's one of the problems currently with the game. But hopefully with the weapon customization introduced, which once again I hope happens soon, those things are gonna change. Let me know what you guys think about these weapons in Helldivers 1, and do you guys want me to test out some other weapons and compare them as well, so you guys get a better idea at how they functioned. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, slap a like, sub to the channel. As always, stay positive, stay disciplined, and I'll see you all on the next one.